Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, if you have not heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Number one, it's free. Yeah, I got your attention now, right? Number two, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Number three, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Number four, you can make money from your podcast. That's right. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum viewership. Number five, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So right now, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's up, everybody? My name is Cliff, and you are listening to the What Now Podcast. That's right, the What Now Podcast, where we, through conversation, discuss ways that we can effectively address life's most difficult moments. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What Now Podcast. And listen, if this is your first time listening, welcome to the What Now Podcast, where we have conversations about effective ways of facing and addressing life's most difficult. And we use that term loosely. Why? Because we understand that difficult moments can be classified as defining moments when we take back our power, our authority, and our right to define those moments and not allow those moments to define us. My name is Clifton Pettyjohn. For the sake of the podcast, you can call me Cliff. And I want to thank each and every one of you for listening. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your feedback. Again, if there's anything that you would like for me to discuss on this podcast, reach out to me at info@CliftonPettyjohn.com. Again, info@CliftonPettyjohn.com. All right, let's dive right into the subject on tonight. All right, today it's about 5:30 in the morning. But guys, how am I going to start this? I'm going to start it this way. I am a door and I am a bridge. I am a door and I am a bridge. Okay, so here's what's up. I have two questions for you today, and those questions are related to what I just said. And you might not get it in the beginning, but by the end of the podcast, guess what? You're going to get it. I'm going to get it. We're going to leave here in a better state than we are right now. Okay. So I am a door and I am a bridge. Okay. And at the end of the podcast, I want you to tell me two I am statements with you. Or I want you to tell me what you are or who you are. Okay. So let's go. I'm a door. I'm a bridge. Here are the two questions I want to ask you. Number one, what has God called, created, and designed you to do? That's purpose. Number two, who has God called you to? So now I want to know, what is your purpose and who does your purpose serve? Who does your purpose serve? An even more important question would be why? Why do you do the things that you do when you do the things that you do? Why? What is your purpose behind executing your purpose? What is your why? But we're not talking about that today. So my two questions again, what have you been called, created, and designed to do? And who have you been called to? Those two questions are very important. I just got off a radio show last night check out my radio show, Transformation Radio, where we transform lives through purposeful conversations, regardless of how uncomfortable and unpopular those conversations are. And you can get all the previously viewed or previously aired shows at www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. Scroll down, there's a tab. You can go there. It tells you the previously aired shows as well as our upcoming shows. Check it out. Not right now, because you need to keep listening to this, okay? Don't play with me. Don't you turn this off right now. You keep listening to this, then you go listen to Transformation Radio, okay? I'm playing with you, but I'm serious. Anyway, so I was on a show last night, and the guest was talking about her purpose, and she was talking about how she had really been doing her purpose for years. However, she discovered that she had just been executing her purpose to the wrong audience. She hadn't found her audience yet. And guess what? That's okay. Some things are through trial and error. The problem is that many of us are afraid of stepping out and trying something and it not being the right thing, that we don't do anything. Now, I know some people say, well, you got to wait and you got to hear God. Sometimes God will have you step out to see if you will do what he's called you to do. And if you will start doing it, then he can position you in the right position for your audience. Sometimes you're waiting for God to do something, and God is sitting waiting for you to obey the last instructions that were given to you. Ask me how I know, because that's the story of my life. I always was one that gathered great information, gathered great teaching, gathered the knowledge of a lot of things, especially as it related to purpose. But when it came time to execute purpose, I was a punk. And I use that term loosely. I'm not calling anybody else that, but I want you to understand the significance of what I'm saying. I refuse to step out on what had been instilled inside of me, or installed inside of me, if we want to relate it to like a computer, downloaded inside of me. I refuse to step out on that thing. And I encourage you today, don't let it be another day that you refuse to step out. If you're listening and you keep having that draw and that pull, and you know, even though you might have a little bit of fear, you might have a little bit of apprehension, and some of that fear and apprehension is connected to you telling the wrong people. That's why it's important to get you a team, get you some people that you can talk purpose with, and you not even have to tell them what's going on with you, but the conversations that y'all have. Y'all know how I am with conversations. The conversations that I have stir and provoke you, and you provoke them to executing purpose. And if you need to take it a step further, get you a coach. I encourage, and it's not just because I'm a coach, but get you a coach that is qualified to help you. You know, the one thing about a coach does not do the work for you, does not give you the answers. They teach you how to search within yourself to discover the answers. And then you can listen to some of the things that they tell you. And if you listen and apply it, there's some headaches and some bumps in the road that we've went through as coaches that you won't have to go through. I'm just saying. Again, what did God design, create, and predestine you to do, or destined for you to do? What is it that he's called you to do? And then number two, who are you called to? So she began to talk about how, she was doing it for years, but she still felt an emptiness there. She was effective where she was, but there yet was an emptiness there. I've been there. And it becomes so comfortable that sometimes if you're not careful, you'll fall in love with that comfortability, that you'll ignore the cry for purpose. But right now, I'm talking to some of you, we're in quarantine, and many of your purpose is crying out. It's crying out for you right now. It's telling you, your schedule has been interrupted. Your life has been interrupted. You have a little bit more free time. Some of you have a lot of more free time. You're stressing. You're worried about this. You're thinking about this. And I'm not knocking you about what you're thinking about. I'm not belittling it. I'm not doing any of that. But if we can take some of that energy and focus that energy towards purpose and be in the creativity that's locked inside of you, what we will produce while in this quarantine will be crazy. And it not only will it be crazy, but it will go on from generation to generation to generation. We will bring forth the solutions to help people with the new norm, because everybody's talking about everything going back to normal. We fitting to experience a new normal, and we have to be prepared for that new normal. Because if we're not prepared for that new normal, we're going to attempt to apply principles, tools, and strategies that are expired to the situations that are present. So again, what are you called to do, and who are you called to? And I remind you, I'm a door and I'm a bridge. I'm a door and I'm a bridge. Now, I want to talk to you first about what have you been called to do, because that is probably one of the, and I'm sorry for that noise, that is probably one of the most asked questions for me, and it's probably one of the most Googled questions about purpose as well. Because many of us, once we hear that word, I heard somebody say before that purpose can be a distraction, because once we hear that word, that becomes like our primary focus. Wait a minute, am I doing my purpose? So now our purpose becomes to try to figure out if I'm doing my purpose, what should my purpose be? How can I do my purpose? Am I good enough to do my purpose? Is anybody going to want to hear anything I have to say? Is anybody going to read my book? Is anybody going to listen to my music? Is anybody going to listen to my story? Does anybody want to receive from me? Who am I that I can even have a purpose that's beyond me? No, I'm not worthy. Y'all know all the things that we go through, so it begins to distract us from simply walking it out, I'm telling you, when you understand that purpose is as simple, and I'm telling you, it's complex too. I get it. Because, there are dimensions to purpose, but the portion of our purpose that we're supposed to be embracing right now sometimes is just as simple as sitting down and looking at what you're doing, or becoming more aware of your surroundings and becoming more aware of yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your likes, your dislikes, where you are demographically, where you are professionally, where you are spiritually. All of that ties in to your purpose. So now let me talk about the door and the bridge. So a little while back, I wrote my first book back in 2017, From Stagnation to Transformation. You can check it out on my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. There you're going to find a free sample of the book. I want you to take advantage of that free sample of the book. Once you read that free sample, you're going to be hooked, and you're going to want to purchase the book. Why? Because you want to invest in your present to produce the future that you desire. Okay. And you might say, I'm not stagnant in any areas of my life, but I promise you, we all have areas that we can improve in. And when it comes with stagnation, sometimes we look at stagnation as not producing. No, baby. Stagnation is when we produce to a degree or at a level that's disrespectful to the purpose that's in our lives, are disrespectful to the creator that created us. So check it out. I believe it'll be a blessing for you. Anyway, so I wrote it back in 2017, and I was booked on some shows and everything. It was beautiful. It was lovely. I enjoyed it. First of all, I'm not much of a talker. You might can't tell from the podcast, but I'm a very quiet and reserved person. But when we start talking about purpose and transformation and God and faith and life and an empowerment, I spark up, and I can go all day. And I was being booked on these shows, and it was going great. And then things started to slow down. And as things started to slow down, excuse me, as things started to slow down, I began to define myself based on the fact that no doors were being open. No doors were being open. Remember, I am a door. And I remember having, I don't know if it was a dream or a vision of a door. And I opened the door. And when I opened the door, I saw opportunities. Okay. Then the Creator began to speak to me that I was that door. Okay. So what are you saying, Cliff? What I'm saying is that sometimes the thing that we are searching for is actually inside of us. It's always inside of us, honestly. The things we search externally for is in us. So while I was looking for doors to be open and opportunities to share the message of transformation, I was forgetting that God had called me to be a vehicle or a door. He called me to be a door. I don't want to start overusing symbolisms. He called me to be a door to open up opportunities for others to come share their stories of transformation. So it was in that space where no one was booking me that Transformation Radio was birthed. So perhaps, as it relates to your purpose, the thing that you are expecting to be done for you, you're supposed to create opportunities for other people. So I am a door. I am a door. That's part of my purpose. The second part of my purpose, for right now is I'm a bridge. Okay. So this ties into Transformation Radio. If there is a part of my purpose that I've struggled the most with, it's the bridge part. It is the bridge part. And the reason why is, if you think about a bridge, you have all types of cars go across that bridge at any given moment. Inside of those types of cars are people from different nationalities, different races, different belief systems, different religions. They have different core values. They're different sizes. They're different colors. They're different creed. There are people of diversity that cross that same bridge. Everybody needs that same bridge to get to and fro where they're coming, to and from where they're coming. And I struggle with the concept of the bridge because when I started Transformation Radio, I knew I wanted my show to be different and unique, but I didn't know how I wanted my show to be different and unique. I wanted to respect my relationship with God, but I also didn't want a show that was just full of people that were in church. If you get what I'm saying. I just didn't want that. I didn't want a show that people looked at and was like, oh, here we go, a closed-minded show. I wanted a show of diversity. Like, I wanted people that were atheists. I wanted people that were Christian. I wanted people that were Buddhist. I wanted people that, whatever religion they were. I wanted, black and white and Hispanic and, gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever. I don't care. Like, I just wanted it to represent the diversity that makes up our world. The diversity that makes up our world. However, there was a struggle with me because I understood that in order to produce a show like that, then I had to be willing to give up some fans, some followers, some supporters in order for the ultimate purpose to be fulfilled. And I failed in the beginning. In the beginning, I did not understand, first of all, anything about doing a radio show. I did not understand anything about it, but also I did not understand how to be that bridge, if you get what I'm saying. I didn't understand how to be it. I didn't understand how to do it. But the more and more I began to play with the show and I was stepping out and I stopped allowing my show to be scripted, because at first I was like, I gotta script the show, blah, 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 blah. Even though I wanted it to be an organic conversation, I felt like I had to script the show. And then finally I was like, yo, scratch all that. I am the blueprint. I'm the blueprint of what it is that I've been called to create. So let's do this thing my way. And I begin to do it, and I begin to step out and invite people from all types of all walks of life, basically different backgrounds and everything. And the more that I did it, I realized that's the bridge that you are, Cliff. That's what you are. No, this side isn't going to agree with everything you say. No, this side isn't going to agree with everything you say. But if you can get them having to cross the same bridge and experience the same energy and vibrations and experience the same atmosphere and do it from a place of being open, then we can begin to learn and grow and develop together. So I'm a bridge. I'm a door. Open up opportunities for others. And I don't take that lightly. And then I'm that bridge where people who may not interact with each other, may not normally come across each other's paths, now have to cross each other's paths, if only but for a moment. That's my purpose. That's a part of my purpose. If I could talk about purpose for days and still not, talk about dimensions and realms of what I've been called and created to do. But I wanted to show you what I've been called to do and to who I've been called to do it to. My ministry does not look like a normal ministry. Matter of fact, I scratched everything that was normal with ministry years ago. I was trying to pastor a new move and treat it as a church, but it wasn't meant to be a church. It was supposed to be a faith-based community. There was another part that I struggled with. So I started naming it a faith-based community, and we started meeting at the library, and people started coming in as they heard the teachings. And I begin to understand even the more. You are a bridge. You are a bridge. And I vow before God that I will continue to be the door and I will continue to be the bridge until he tells me otherwise or until I leave the face of this earth. I love it. I'm passionate about it. And I'm understanding it more and more every day. So my encouragement to each and every one of you that are listening, if you are still struggling with what you have been called and created to do, my first encouragement is for you to look within. What is the thing that you're fighting? What is the thing that you're afraid of? What are the things that you are great at? What are the things that you are good at? What are the things that challenge you? Make lists, guys. Make these lists. What are you passionate about? Make these lists and begin to go through and examine the list. And if you need someone to examine the list for you and someone to help develop a plan, you can always reach out to me. If you visit my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com, I want you to schedule a purpose call. It's a complimentary purpose call. There's no strings attached to it. We sit down, we talk, we develop a plan for you. If you desire to sign up for the coaching program, you're welcome to. If you don't, that's no problem. I enjoy having purposeful conversations. So why not join me in a purposeful conversation about your purpose? Why not? I'm a door and I'm a bridge. My question to you is, who are you? What are you? And what are you doing about it? As I always say, create a great day, walk with purpose, and by all means, execute your vision. Be blessed. Peace. Can you identify any areas in your life where stagnation is manifesting? Now, I know some of you might say, no, I can't. Well, I want us to look at stagnation for what it really is. Some people have identified stagnation as something that's not growing or that's not producing. I don't believe that's stagnation. To me, stagnation can also be that yes, we're growing. Yes, we're producing. However, we're growing and producing in a manner that's disrespectful to the purpose and the greatness that resides inside of us. And listen, we all have areas where we can identify that we could be doing a lot better in. There's greater potential in those areas than we are experiencing. And guess what? I have a tool that will help you begin to experience transformation in those areas of stagnation in your life. And that tool is called From Stagnation to Transformation. That's right. That is my book, From Stagnation to Transformation. So I want you to head over to my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. I want you to hit there. I want you to hit the Transformation tab. There you're going to find a free preview of my book. That's right. A free preview of my book. And I promise you, after you read the preview, you're going to want to invest in your personal transformation through purchasing the book. So again, head over there. Purchase the book. Let me know you purchased it. Here's what I always say, guys. If you purchase the book, you read the book, you apply the principles in your life, and yet you still are stagnant in the areas that you are applying them to, and you're not experiencing any transformation, and you can prove to me that you have applied these principles, I will give you a 100% refund. That's right, a 100% refund. Why? Because I believe in the application of the principles that are outlined in this book. So again, visit www.cliftonpettyjohn.com and purchase your copy of From Stagnation to Transformation.